Ain't no rules in the wild. Every day a mother loses a child. I never get fooled by a smile. We ain't fam just cause we been cool for a while. I can't stop, I got moves to make. I've been losing my friends at a gruesome rate. Got a heavy heart, yeah, it grew some weight. You sink or swim, you choose your fate. I don't need your help, I'm so independent. I learned how to fly, hit the road, hit a dead end. I be this way till I float to the heavens. Yeah, I be this way till I float to the heavens. If you hate me then you gon' hate me now. Oh, you can shake me up, but you can't break me down. Oh, if you hate me then you gon' hate me now. Oh, you can shake me up, but you can't break me down. Oh, I don't like to party. I be in the cut like the scars on my body. If you hate it then don't talk to me now. Fuck double, fuck triple, I quadruple down. Now the truth is I love you, I wanted to try, but you are the reason I'm haunted inside. If you ghosted me once, I don't wanna reply. Before living with snakes, I will honorably die. 5 fingers on the wheel when I ride, other hand flipping, one finger in the sky. Eyes wide open but my heart closed shut. I don't care if you say sorry now, so what? If you hate me then you gon' hate me now. Oh, you can shake me up, but you can't break me down. Oh, if you hate me then you gon' hate me now. Oh, you can shake me up, but you can't break me down. Oh, hate me now. Oh, you can't break me down. Hate me now. Oh, you can't break me down. I thank God that my mom and dad raised me wrong. If I fit in with this world, I wouldn't have made my own. I am one of one, surfing on this wave alone. I'm like a color that your eyes never gazed upon. I'm a scent that you never sniffed, drink that you never sipped. I know my nemesis, pissed that I never miss. They embellish cause they relish in irrelevance. Mad at my talent cause I tell it with such elegance. I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high. I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high. I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high. I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high. I believe in fairy tales. Looking at my life, I see a lot of parallels. I was in that break room sharing pills. Walked around with my head spinning like a Ferris wheel. Now I gotta be killed to stop. I'm blowing up like I'm trying to cool the ceiling off. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't stop. Work it, put until they put me in a wooden box. I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high. I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high. I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high. I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high, I'm too high.
Good morning, everybody. What's going on? It's another day. We have some interesting updates on everything that has happened in the past 24 hours, and we will go ahead and talk about that. Give me 1 second. I just got to set up. Dang, nabbit. A little unplug here. Side monitor's a little bit broken. I think it's been doing this for about a year. I can't turn it on normally. I have to unplug it and plug it back in. Other than that, it works fine, so I ain't getting rid of it. Alrighty, let me go ahead and switch the screen over here. Good morning, guys. So, we are still trying to work in with the trades from yesterday that we set up previously. So, Rome, once again, it's a shit altcoin. Never heard of it before. We do have a ABC set up on a little bit larger scale here off of this high. Unfortunately, I didn't grab that entry, so I'm working off of the original ABC layer here, which we are currently hopefully going to be using as resistance if we do continue to the downside. Now, this is just simply a hedge position due to the fact that there was none that was created on Litecoin, there was none that was created on Bitcoin, and because of the larger coins having bullish structures, but with a little bit of uncertainty going around, I did want to find something to go ahead and have a hedge position open, just in case we did continue to dump to the downside. I'm not entirely too stressed about that anymore, to be honest with you. So let's go ahead and jump over to TradingView here, just to get a little bit easier look. So the SPY, for example, all right, is sitting at its local low support. Pretty much within the day of last 2 days. I mean, if we would have checked out the stream, we were sitting about here, and we were talking about this possible ABC setup when price action was still up around 536. And it looked appetizing. You know, we have A to a B to a C, and we were kind of sitting around that region where it wouldn't have been too bad if we went ahead and got back above that local low and created the bullish structure, and that could have been something there. But once again, it all comes down to local lows here. If we're in a downtrend, we need to look at the previous uptrend and see where those moments of support were on a larger scale. So obviously, if we didn't hold 534, well, we need to be looking at the next two available local lows. I mean, beyond these two here, there's really nothing. We can go ahead and hope that the previous resistance of this uptrend would flip into support around 450, but we can't necessarily count on that. So given that fact, if we did happen to fail to find support within this region here, we would be looking at a pretty decent drop down to about 401. Now, obviously, it doesn't have to get all the way there. It could get to 417 and then find support, and we can start trying and work back to the upside. But that's kind of what we're looking at here. It's kind of a death trap. And I'm sure anybody that's in long positions on the stock market or holding a lot of assets, they're probably looking at this and they're deathly afraid. So we'll see how this works out. Either way, we'll be there. So let's go ahead and take a look at BTC. BTC did end up putting its lower low in. So we go out to a daily chart. We've been talking about the retest of this previous resistance here and how this hopefully will be acting as our new support, just like how we did right here. And see how we had previous resistance, retested, flip new support, combined with the larger ABC structure. So that's kind of what we're looking for here. We want a test of resistance, retest, confirm support. Now, if we do happen to break back below 73,000, well, 74,000, just call it even, that now does put us back into this range. So unless we can break back above 74,000 and continue to hold it, I'm going to assume that we're going to dump a little bit further down, come back up and retest it, and possibly work our way back down to 49,000. All right, it's a simple if this and that. If we break back into this range, then that is our maximum target to the downside. All right. So we got to be careful here, but realize the possibilities as well. All right, it's not all bad. All right, we have not broken below that yet. All right. And as of now, on the slightly larger time frame, originally this was the ABC structure to be aware of and watch, A to B to C. So obviously with the separation of trend here and the continuation of trend here with the lower low, we're now looking at this as a larger A to B to C structure. So as long as we are above 76,643, I'm going to be in a long position, as you can see right here. And LTC, I was hoping for just a slightly lower low. Obviously, on the macro timeframes here, we did have an A to a B to a C, a very, very bullish, large structure. And I mean, it's still there, but obviously with us moving this far past the A, I don't really feel that confident in just re-entering upon that specific level. I still think the structure is valid, and if we did get back above the A, it is bullish. But obviously taking a small stop loss leverage trade in that region, there's probably going to be a lot of variance, and it's not going to be the best option. Obviously, if we can get something to form down here, I wouldn't be opposed to it. So like, let's say we come back up just a little bit here, and then maybe, you know, something like that before we continue up, and then obviously some sort of retest, you know, a continuation. I could enter off of that. I would not be mad if that was the situation, but obviously gotta wait and see, because right now we are just in the beginning stages, and it just went way farther than I hoped it would have. Obviously it was within bounds. We talked about the local lows involved with Litecoin, and if we look at the daily chart here, if we look at this uptrend before the downtrend, there's really no large local lows to give us any sort of confidence in any sort of low. I mean, in all reality, the only real supports for Litecoin are here and here. So it makes total sense to me that, given the fact that we lost our closest local low of any significance, that we're going to see a more significant dump than some other coins. Because there just was nothing holding it up. That's just all there is to it. Looks like Rome is pushing past this resistance here. If I can go ahead and pick up maybe a re-entry up here today, that would actually be really, really sick. But I might just let it go. It hasn't been treating me too well. Obviously, these smaller time frames are quite rocky. So, to me, take it or leave it. If you want me in the trade, start acting right. Else I'm leaving. I'm packing my bags. All right. Let me make sure I get the chat popped out here. Bring it to their screen. Let me know if you guys are getting a lot of buffering. Apparently, I'm getting like a warning message here saying that like the stream is not good quality at the moment. But just let me know. Give me 1 second. I gotta take this call. Alrighty, I am back. You said don't mute? You want to listen to my phone calls? That's a little bit weirder. That's a weirdo move. Alright. Well, it's Fridays. What's going on, man? Digital Polyan, good morning. How you doing? Rock, how you doing? Alan, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Simran, good morning. Kite, how you doing? I'm doing good. I didn't really mean to wake up this late today. I was supposed to wake up around like 4 a.m. But unfortunately, I just could not get to sleep in a timely manner last night. Hi, Kite. Good evening. Did you take the ABC for BTC? You know I did. You know I did. We were marking it out all yesterday. How about Solana? Now it has a lower low. Check out Solana. So yeah, I mean we talked about it yesterday. I can see the trade. It is there. I do see the separation of trend. We are really decently moved past this A. I'm not going to say it's like out of territory where it's like a bad idea to use that as your point of entry. But definitely you could wait for confirmation, but that's entirely up to you. Whether or not you want to wait for it to create. I'm just using that as, this is not actually how an ABC works, but I'm just using it as my trend lines. Some sort of confirmation maybe, but it's there. So I mean, if we did happen to pump back up, if you took that entry, especially if it's combined with a lot of the other ones, no harm, no foul if you want to take a chance on it. But it definitely does look like if we were to stall out here, there could be a lot of ranging that happens before any sort of takeoff. So just something to be aware of. Not trying to scare you out of the trade, but it is generously moved past there. Ethereum fell off a cliff. As of last night, I feel kind of sorry for Tudor. Because, I mean, there was nothing wrong with what you did. We had the ABCs there. You took your chance. And it did exactly what you would want it to do. If you're going to take a trade, you don't want it to float around your entry point. So fortunately, you took the trade based off of what you saw, and price action moved past it. No harm, no foul. You're not getting caught up in any slice. And that's exactly what you want to see with price action. Or if you break supports, break resistances, you move. All right, the little ranging back and forth thing, that's where you get killed. Kind of with what is happening with Rome here, just constantly blip, 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 throwing itself back and forth. But we do have the local low here at 15.28. A minor local low here at 13.79. And then I'm just going to count these as our major ones to look at. So yeah, we do have to get back above 15.28 for any semblance of bullishness on Ethereum. Otherwise, I mean, at the exact second, this does start to look like it breaking through previous support and using it as new resistance if we do start to turn around here. So hello, Kite, I'm here too. How are you? Doing good. I'm waiting on the AC guy today. Unfortunately, I think like our compressor and our AC went out, so we gotta get it replaced, but it's under warranty, so they're coming out to do that today. Ballius, what's up, Austin? It's been a while. How you doing? Still holding your spot, BTC? Absolutely. How's your diet going? I just stopped putting the stress on myself. The first thing I want to get figured out is my sleep, which I've been doing actually a pretty fantastic job on. The last month, I mean, I've been doing within margin of error as well as I possibly could be. I'm consistently waking up around 5 to 7, sometimes a little bit earlier. And I've been trying my best to use a method called sleep restriction therapy, which in the beginning, you know, I would just round robin my sleep schedule. Sometimes I'll be waking up at 5 p.m. in the afternoon. Sometimes I'll be waking up at 1 a.m. It was just all dependent on the week, because every day I would go to sleep a little bit later, So sleep restriction therapy just basically means like from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. I can be in bed. All right. If I get sleep, that's up to me. But 2 a.m. to 8 a.m., whatever happens, happens. If I don't get any sleep, I'm still up at 8 a.m. And then the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And after about a week, you add 15 to 30 minutes if you feel like you're getting better and better at falling asleep faster. So eventually, it does two things. You figure out what is the optimal sleep time for you, because some people, they can sleep for 7 hours and feel absolutely fine. And then some people need 9 hours, you know. So helps you figure that out for yourself, and then also helps build up your sleep efficiency. But yeah, that's definitely the next step. So you said every second day. Yeah, so yesterday I wasn't supposed to stream. I'm supposed to be here today, but yesterday I just kind of blanked, I guess. I just, you know, woke up. I saw that it was 7 to 9 a.m. like I say I'm going to be on, and I was just reading YouTube comments, and I was like, this guy has a really long-winded question. Instead of typing this out, I could probably stream to him. Oh, I need to stream anyways. Let me go ahead and set that up. So then I got on, and I'm like typing in the date, and I'm like, today's not the 7th. And then I realized, so like, I just rolled with it. I wasn't going to hop on here and be like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. Goodbye, guys. And then run. So, you know, I was just ready to stream, I guess. What's your DCA strategy? I've been buying $20 BTC every Friday for a few months. I mean, there's really no bad DCA strategy. Obviously, if you want to incorporate a little bit more technical analysis with what you're doing, is instead of just straight up buying the Bitcoin, You know, put that $20 every Friday into a savings account, and then when we hit macro local lows or create bullish structures, that's when you insert, you know, such and such amount of it. That's the only difference I would really make when it comes to DCA strategies. You don't really want to overcomplicate them. The whole point is just get more BTC in your pocket, no matter how you go about that. Hey Kite, can you look at ADA? Yeah. Nothing too crazy to talk about. We do have the large ABC structure that is in formation. We haven't confirmed it yet. There's nothing to take a trade off of. We do have to put in a lower low here in order for it to be confirmed, which, I mean, the way things are working out here, it's not too far away, to be honest with you. All right, so we would have to put in a lower low than about 50 cents. And then if that happens, this would create the ABC long structure here. Unfortunately, there isn't a lot of support. So there is the case scenario, if we break below 50 cents, we do have a pretty steady drop down to 31 cents. I'm sure a lot of people are not looking forward to that. But yeah, the pattern's there. So we'll see how the smaller time frames work out. Obviously, the best you can hope for is a slightly lower low. And then get back above that support region and continue to hold it. That would be the best case scenario. And I mean, like I said, BTC is sitting in a precarious position as well. If we don't hold this, you know, this previous resistance as new support, BTC has just as much room to fall as some of these altcoins. I mean, this is a pretty big gap here, wouldn't you say? I mean, that's down to that local low there. That's 32%. So that's the reality of it. All right. And people don't want to admit the reality. You know, I'm sitting here saying, if we break this resistance, then the next support is our possibility. So I would not be surprised if when we broke this, we'd go down to 49,000. Doesn't have to be all in one shot, but could it happen that way? Sure. Happens all the time. So that's all I'm saying. Does it have to go all the way down to 49K? No, it doesn't. Okay? In no way, shape, or form am I saying that this is an absolute. I don't know how more clear I can be. All right? I always have to really hammer that home, and no matter how hard I do it, someone's always going, "You're so bearish. Why do you think it's going to go down to 49K? How could you even say something like that?" And I'm like, it's, you're going to make me lose my mind. I'm just talking to these imaginary people. And they're not imaginary. All the time. They come out the woodworks. And the saving grace is at least sometimes, you know, after said is done, they come back and they apologize. And they say, "Hey, I can see that it did happen. Sorry, I didn't believe you." And I'm like, it's not about believing me. All right, I did not call for it to go to a certain number. I'm simply saying this is the possibility, and you should expect that if it does happen. Like, it's not about me. It's about the reality of what we are looking at together. You know, that's all I want people to see. Okay, there it is. Kite, I effed up. I bought Link at 11.5. See it crashing. Long it at 11.3 at 5x. Account 40K and ended up losing 10K on my account at 10.4 because I added more and more and just couldn't sleep and close the trade. It bounced. I don't know, man. I can't control trading. I can't handle it, and I don't know what to do. Well, first off, if you're running into that issue, for the love of God, don't allow yourself to have that much at risk. Okay? I understand that the math is the same. But if you haven't built up the mental fortitude to understand the math of what you're doing, then all you're thinking about is the dollar. So when you lose 10,000, I can see how you feel that way. But if you were to go and lose, say, 500, okay, I think that would be a better deal for your psychology to handle. What should I do? I know we are almost at the bottom, but I don't know. I'm really, really scared, man, and pissed. I literally, when I sold, I knew it was going to keep going up. Just forget about it. All right. You lost 25% of your trading portfolio. That is nothing you can't come back from. But you know what you can't come back from? Losing 80%. Technically, you still could. But oh man, will that be hard? Mathematically and just emotionally, because it takes quite a while for that ball to get rolling. It really does. So forget about the 10,000 you lost. I know that's easier said than done. But if you restructure the account and from here on out, do things based not on emotion, but what the chart is telling you. And if a trade is not working out, let it go. Let it go. Don't add more to a losing trade. That is a ridiculous premise. I've done it myself, and that's why I can be so angry at you doing that. Because I understand that it is stupid. Because I've done it many, many times in the past. It never works out. And the problem is that one time it will work out. And because of that, your brain rewires itself so that you do it more often and that you see it as a get out of, hell button. It's not. So forget about the 10K. Act as if you just started a brand new account with 30,000. You don't have to try to make the money back as fast as possible. Just act as if your account is 30,000 because that is the reality. It is 30,000 now. That 10K is gone. It's not coming back until you make it back. So you need to be patient and wait for decent setups. Whether you're using ABCs like me or whether you're using your trading strategy, make sure that it is set in stone and you have a very clear way of getting out of the trade. All right, if the trade's not working, when do you get out? Just couldn't handle seeing my account at negative 10,000 P&L. Should I quit trying to be a trader or something? Well, that's only a question you can ask yourself. It really is. Just because you lost money doesn't mean that you all of a sudden are a bad trader and you need to just get out of here. But if you seriously think that it's wrecking your emotional state that much and you're not making healthy decisions, not just about the money in your bank account, but your life. Are you spending way too much time? And you're sacrificing your health, family, other things. Who knows? That's a decision you're going to have to make for yourself. But all I can say is the 10K does not exist anymore. It's not a negative 10K on your account. Your account is 30K. There is no negative 10K because the money's gone. So you need to own up to it, take a deep breath, look at the chart. If you don't see anything to take a trade on, it's going to take more time. So I'm very sorry that happened to you. And I don't mean to talk harshly, but sometimes you do need someone to be very upfront with you. It's a very dangerous game. All right. So everything in your brain is telling you make the 10,000 back as quick as possible. forget about it. All right. In all honesty, if that's how you react to a losing trade, I would say reduce the account dramatically. If you can't handle a 40K account, go down to 1,000. Make sure that all your math is correct. You're risking 1% per trade, or even less if that's necessary. And get into the habit of making better decisions and understanding why you're doing what you're doing. And then you can start applying that money back to the account. And then, hopefully, you see that it is nothing but math. That getting stopped out for $300 on a $30,000 account is no big deal. I understand that $300 is a decent amount of money to most people, but it's not to your portfolio. That is just one stop loss, okay? And if that one stop loss is required, then let it be what it is. So, I mean, what you talking about right now, I think everybody in this chat, like, I've done that within my first 2 years. I probably lost $150,000, $200,000. It happens. Now, obviously, it shouldn't happen. We should, as adults. At the time, I was an adult. I was like, 18, 19, which technically, legally is an adult, but in no way, shape, or form I should be allowed to make those kind of decisions on that large of a scale. But it's something that if it doesn't happen, and this is the same thing I was talking about before, there are lessons that need to be learned through experience. All the anger, the anxiety, the stress, let those feelings eat you alive. Let them be engraved in your brain so that you understand that your actions cause that. It's a very simple thing that our monkey minds have developed. Through stress, we release acetylcholine, which is responsible for creation of new neural pathways. So the stress can be used for one or two ways, depending on how you think about the situation. If you say, I don't like those feelings, and this is what caused it, and you really analyze it, it can help you from doing it in the future. Hey, Kite, just bought some altcoins on spot. Seems like a good buy to buy some right now. No. I mean, depending on what you're looking at. The SPY is at a local low support. So is the US 100. BTC is confirmed in a bullish structure while having a decent retest of previous resistance, confirming support. So I mean, like it's not terrible, but like the entire market isn't bullish yet. Litecoin isn't in a good position. Ethereum's not in a good position. So there might be a little bit of a hazy time. I can't simply say that it's just a good time to buy altcoins right now. It just doesn't make sense to me. We have a couple signs of bullishness, but nothing spectacular. And even the bullish sign that we have, it's not a large structure by any means. And we're sitting at resistances. We're sitting at all-time highs. So I can't say for certain. It depends on which coin you're talking about. Ethereum is at support. Technically, right now, it is below it. All right, so not exactly what you want to see. But hopefully, you know, like I said, over the next couple of weeks here, if we can start forming uptrend, maybe we get one more kick to the downside, or maybe, you know, maybe we don't need that. Okay. Maybe we do get a nice bounce here. And then we get some sort of trend like that. All right, confirming support with continuation to the upside. All right, that's what we want to see. So it is way, way too early to just say go ahead and start buying stuff up. We are at supports on some of these local lows. So it's worth taking a chance if that is something that you're willing to do. But it's definitely not like a for sure thing. So that's all. But nothing ever is. So. All right, I'm gonna take one more chance on this Rome coin. It has just not been treating me well. I just don't see the point in it. All right, one more shot at it. All right, now I just need it to fall off a cliff. I mean, like I said, Rome, I have no clue what it is. But obviously, if I see a structure on a shitcoin, especially a bearish one. So this is Rome right now. Like I said, obviously, the largest structure it could form right now would be a higher high off of 23 cents. But we did put in the secondary structure, ABC here, off of 22 cents. Fortunately, I did miss that entry. That would have been the best one at the moment. But there is the third ABC structure within that here at 20.5 cents. Do you still play games or quit? Last time I saw you was in 2021 or something. Oh, absolutely. I still play games. You know, not to brag or anything, but I looked up on YouTube last night my username for Marvel Rivals, and these are the first two videos that pop up here. Rank 1 Adam Warlock, a Kite. Marvel Rivals Pro Competitive. This is just a guy that goes around and rips people off of leaderboards and then puts out their VODs. But yeah, I mean, like, there's a couple people that have done it so far. So yeah, I'm starting to pick up steam. Hopefully one day I can actually get rank 1. So, like, technically this title isn't wrong. I am rank 1 Adam Warlock in terms of, like, MVPs versus games played. If I go ahead and I look at Rivals Tracker here, if I go to Heroes, Adam Warlock. So if we look at matches played, out of everybody on PC, I have the 4th most matches played with 571 matches played. With Adam Warlock, and out of the top 4 people, I have the highest win rate. So yeah, he has 886 matches, but only a 47% win rate. I have 571 with a 55%, and then, you know, there's people that are below me or close to me with a lower win rate as well. Pizza Toast is excellent. He's one above all. I'm only Celestial at the moment, but I play a lot with friends, so, you know, I'm not always looking to play like in a super competitive setting. I'm just trying to have fun. But in terms of MVPs, by a mile, I am ahead of everybody else. I mean, this is number 1 versus number 2. I am double. Competitive MVPs, not only on MVPs but SVPs as well. So we have almost, so like take this guy for example, 537 matches. I have triple the amount of MVPs that he does, and we're practically same rank. So there's some truth to it. I'm number 1, but only in one statistic. I'm number 13 overall. You said Fimex is bypassing KYC. Yeah, so what I was told is my referral code is whitelisted. If you sign up with an account through my referral code, I do think someone was telling me that you still need to use a VPN in order to make the account in the first place, but then once you're logged in, you don't have to complete KYC, so you're never going to be kicked out. You can use all the features that KYC would normally use. Like I said, don't know how that works, but if they're allowing you, they're allowing you. So if that's something you're looking for, and it helps out, it helps me out, helps me look good. Obviously, like I said, I am sponsored by Fimex. I am not going to sit here and run, you know, pre-scheduled advertisements, but like every once in a while, I'm going to mention it. If you sign up with my account referral code, they are running a campaign until the 15th, I believe. If you deposit anything and then make one futures trade, you'll get 20% of what you deposited as a bonus. So, you know, cool little thing to do. I think that goes into effect when the campaign ends. So if you make a trade and then withdraw everything, I don't know if you get anything. You haven't been playing Schedule 1? No, I have not tried it yet. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in it because one of my favorite mods for GTA was like the drug dealer mod. So that's basically exactly what I'm looking for. You know, creating my own little... what do you use to bring in USD? Usually when I send any money now, it's either over XRP or Litecoin. So I'll just go on Binance and then transfer. I usually onboard with Coinbase, transfer to Binance, do my spot trades, and then from Binance, I'll send over anything that needs to be used for trading to whatever websites. If I look at the damage per minute, it seems also crazy compared to the others. Yeah, I mean, not too crazy. There's definitely people that have higher damage per minute, which it's a stat that I don't necessarily think is all that useful. So like, for example, like a lot of the, so number one has, I'm looking at healing per minute. But yeah, like 575, 894, 782. It's like around 1100 is kind of where you see it capping out mostly. This guy's, you know, so yeah, it's up there. I'm within the top, but like it's a dangerous game because you don't want too high of a damage per minute, unless you're ending it with final hits. That's like when you start getting in the higher levels, there's a lot of like alt denial. You know, you don't want to be just shooting people and not getting kills because then their supports can get their ults faster. So you only really want to shoot what you can kill or to pressure the tanks off of people. So, bro, I've watched your stream talking about the ad thing a couple days ago, how you don't want to push it. And like a day later, I watched some YouTuber talking about Dodgers, and he promoted like 10 times. 10 different brands in like first 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do to make money. Like if your YouTube channel centers around advertisements, then it is what it is. You know, because it's not like it's forced down people's throats. They can always skip. You know, and I do appreciate the YouTubers that put the skip ahead button when they do like a product placement. You know, that's a new feature on YouTube. I don't know if it's for everybody or if it's just for like premium YouTube, but there's a skip ahead feature, which I do appreciate. But yeah, like, I mean, that was the deal with L-Bank too. I told L-Bank, like, I'm not going to like constantly try to get people to sign up. Obviously, I do have certain criteria that they want me to meet in order for me to get the next paycheck. But in no way, shape, or form am like I trying to rush that. So, you know, the first month I got paid immediately. And then the second month, I need to meet criteria in order to get the next paycheck. But if I don't meet that criteria, I don't meet that criteria. I'm not going to sit here and try to, oh, please, 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 please. This doesn't look good, doesn't feel good. I'll tell you about the website and hope that you guys would use it, but no big deal. like to see you with an energy drink sponsor. Hey, if Ghost wants to sponsor me, reach out. All right. I love Ghost. Some people says it tastes awful, but to me, I don't think so. Like there's a bunch of different flavors, so you can always find something you like. I usually go for the green warhead flavor, just because it's so powerful. And it tastes exactly like it too. That's the crazy thing. Makes you pucker your face when you take a sip. Some people don't like, but I like it. Rock said, sheesh. Play some rivals. I mean, you can go watch my VODs. Like I said, if you go on YouTube and you look up a Kite, there's only 3 videos, but at least they picked some halfway decent games of me playing here. I think in this game I finished with 23 final hits and the least amount of deaths. And what gets me is this guy commented, he said, this is the average Adam letting all his team die without even trying to heal. Which I'll give him this. In the first round of this game, I did kind of play that way because I was fresh off of a game with a triple heal setup. And when we're playing a triple heal setup, I'm supplementary. All right. I only start really healing the team if one of the other healers die. But at the end of this game, I ended up with 21,000 healing, and our other healer ended up with 23,000 healing. So I'm within margin of error. Like, it's not like I was doing nothing. All right. And he just has I just enjoy his play style. He's like an anti-healer. All right. My whole job is to eliminate sources of damage and keep you alive just long enough for us to continue. I'm not supposed to just sit there and spam heals on you the entire time so you can go run in like a dumbass. Evo in disguise. When you see the Raid Shadow Legends partnership, we know you're turned. Hey man, if they come out the woodworks and they're offering me 5,000, 10,000 for me to simply say go play Raid Shadow Legends, all right, I'll take it. You guys can skip ahead or just turn off the live stream. I'm getting paid. Yeah, it's on PC, David. Been trying to grab a 5080 Founders Edition. I've been kind of just looking all over. So I have a 3090 right now. And it doesn't quite make sense to really go all out because there's not many games that are going to be able to run at 4K 240 hertz. So if my goal is at most 4K 144 hertz, I think a 9070 XT, but what I'm truthfully honestly hoping for is AMD said that they're not going to make a flagship competitor this time around, but I have a feeling they're lying because they're already doing so well in terms of like the opinions of people, not only with their processors but with this generation of graphics cards. I just don't see them missing out on that opportunity. I really hope that they come out with like a 9080 XTX, and you know, even if it, like, I'm not saying that it has to compete with like the 5090 by any means, but just for example, like I have a 3090, which was the flagship card, you know, back in 2020, 2021. I paid $2,000 for it because it was COVID. So you compare that to like a 9070 XT, which you can grab for, you know, once they come back into stock at Best Buy for like $650. You know, it's doing way better. So, like, it doesn't seem like a lot, but like 43 FPS to 53, what's the 43 divided by 53? So yeah, like that's almost a 20% bump in performance over a 3090 for like a quarter of the price. Yeah, like 43 FPS to 60 FPS. And like, that's the thing. They're running this with no DLSS at 4K ultra settings. So if I took this card and, you know, put on like DLSS balanced or DLSS quality, and then maybe turn down the settings to like very high or high, then yeah, this would shoot up to like 90 FPS. And to me, like I have kind of like a standard. If it's a multiplayer game, then I need 144 FPS minimum, just because of how everything works. If it's a single player game, I try to shoot for around like 80 to 90 FPS, but I can deal with 60 FPS if it's locked. All right. Because that's the thing. When you have like FPS that bounces around a lot, that's where it doesn't feel good. But if you lock the FPS and then add a little bit of motion blur, 60 FPS feels perfectly fine. I'm willing to play that all day long. Maybe not on mouse and keyboard, but on controller. 60 FPS with motion blur looks and feels fine. Like when Horizon Forbidden West came out, on my PC at 4K, you know, high settings, I got around 70 to 80 FPS. I just locked the FPS to about 65. I put on motion blur and I played with a controller, and it felt fine. Titan X, oh, that's such a throwback. So my friend in high school, he ordered I think a 780, and they accidentally sent him a Titan X. And at the time, that was such a come up. That was such a come up. He was so stoked. But now the price of the Titan X when it came out is chump change. Because the Titan X MSRP was what, like $1,500, $1,200? MSRP Titan X. $1,000. Like, that's nothing now. Like the 5070 cost $1,000. But at the time, like a 780, I think costed $600. And then you could pick up like 750 for like $150 brand new. What a time to be alive. games weren't that crazy to run back then. I mean, like a 750 Ti could run Minecraft, and I mean, that's at the time, that's all I cared about. So, you know, Minecraft and Team Fortress 2, Terraria, stuff like that. So, I mean, just was a good time to be alive. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely taking a look at the 9070 XT, and if it comes back into stock anywhere, I might pick it up. Another option for me would be like the 7900 XTX versus the 3090, which at the time they were comparable as well.
Let's skip any long.
So this is 1440p ray tracing. So yeah, without ray tracing, the 7900X beats the 3090 pretty severely. Look at Cyberpunk here. Yeah, so it beats it pretty decently. I mean, hey, even in Cyberpunk, the 7900 XTX beats the 3090 with ray tracing as well. But I've been looking on like Facebook Marketplace for the 7900 XTX. People are still charging about $1,000 for it. So for me, I don't know if I want to pay $1,000 for a card that is that old. Especially with the power draw. The power draw on the 7900 XTX is quite substantial. So I don't know if I want to go that far. But it's definitely got good performance. You know, 20% uplift. Hey Kite, I bought a brand new mini PC. I have a special place in my heart for mini PCs. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But I'll show you, like, this isn't the first PC that I ever built. It was probably my third PC. And I built this when I was like 15. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. Yeah, so I mean, it was like about the size of the new Xbox. And I had a 1080 Ti with I believe at the time, like an i7. I don't remember which one. But it was an i7. It was just, you know, close to the best that you could get within reason, obviously, because I was working with a smaller case. But yeah, it was really fun. And like this was super easy to transport because a lot of the times I was moving places. This was 9 years ago. Very awesome PC at the time. So clean. I love mini PCs. I mean, like that one's kind of like a medium PC, I guess you could say. There's definitely smaller cases and stuff that people are doing nowadays because of the advancements in it. Kite, can you look at Pepe? I guess so. We ain't got nothing but time around here right now, so. We have local Lowe's support where we're currently sitting. Our next available support is down here. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not even gonna try to say the number. I'm just gonna mark it out with a price label here. So these are our supports. And then obviously if we're looking at this trend, we're looking for a ABC structure to form here if you want any sign of bullishness within trend. That's about it. We'd probably be looking for a retest. Like if we did find support in this region, we'd probably be looking for a retest close to this previous resistance here, or obviously the macro high here. So I mean, if we can find support, this definitely does build a pretty significantly large range for price action to move through. Whether or not it will or won't, that is up to the market. But here are the numbers. So you can go ahead and take a screenshot if you want, or whatever it might be. We're still waiting on bullish structure to form while sitting at local low supports, and then hopefully looking for a retest to previous resistances. But if we fail to hold above 0.0000004000, then we pretty much have a death drop down to 88. Have you seen the people building these machines where the exterior is all GPU? Yeah, like where the GPU is exposed to like the outside air. I don't know how I feel about those. Which, I mean, shit, I'm looking at my PC right now, and it's, you know, the GPU is exposed to the outside air. But obviously it's not like on the outside of the case where like it's, you know, gonna suck up a bug into it. I just have the side of my case open. Yeah, I just don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that's just I'd rather have a mineral water PC. I think these things are pretty cool. Obviously that's a lot of maintenance, but still cool nonetheless. Literally and figuratively. All right, I think that's gonna be it for today. Obviously, we streamed yesterday, so got a little bit of a backlog going on. You know, like if anything major happens by tomorrow morning, I'll stop by. But once again, I am supposed to adhere to the schedule every 2 days. I will be here 7 to 9 a.m. EST. That's when the stream will start. So, you know, just turn on notifications, I guess. And then from there, take it day by day. I'm going to be heading out for lunch here in about an hour. So I got a little bit of downtime. I do have to wait for the AC guy to show up. Yeah, I'll probably go play some Rivals. Chat and chill with some people. Once again, you know, if you guys are gracious enough to sign up for Fimex and make a couple trades, that'd be really cool. No harm, no foul if you don't. Otherwise, I hope you guys have great days. Patreon is open. It's pretty cheap now. If you guys want to have access to the Discord, that is an option. Beyond that, nothing really left to say. Before we go, you said, Kite, I was trying to trade around market open as crypto, get more volume, like for 1 to 3 after I wait for a 1 hour candle close. Once the market opens, and then take long or short based off of that. What do you think? Is it good for a quick short trade? I mean, it's all depending on the opening pattern, I guess. I don't know. I'm not much of a candlestick trader or like a market open, market close trader. So I can't really say for certain. I'm more of a pattern trader. So I just don't have much experience with it. But you can test it. Let me see how it goes. I'd appreciate the feedback. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys have a great day. I might see you tomorrow if price action goes haywire. But if not, I'll see you guys on Wednesday, 7 to 9 a.m. EST. And we'll have a little trade sesh then. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and pick a song. And just have a quick head out here. Nothing's really speaking to me right now. I will just do something quick. All right, guys. I appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping in. And I will see you in 2 days. Bye!
Just like me, you ain't no different. You just like me. You bleed just like I bleed. You cry just like I cry. You hurt just like I hurt. I ain't no different than you.
More time, more living, more guap. So I lied and said it's not store-bought. I went and met the devil right before God. I could buzz you a rap, but anything past is your job. Or not. Shit, okay, fine, then fuck it, dude, your loss. Bought a couple more locks, I ignore it when the door knocks. Still got a lot of animosity toward cops. Rain, sleet, snow. Call an Uber and away we go. Gotta keep that Pepsi AC close. Last call, baby, take me home. Ooh, that's chill. Headaches in Advil. Handshakes, good days and bad deals. Bad pills for pain that I can't feel. I'll be back in like 1 or 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
I'm just like you. Yes, what that mean? Cause I make money. I can't win them all. You just like me. I'm just like you.
But I'm a bad guy, toast of bad guidance. Hair slick back, the ghost of Pat Riley. Lower tones, ass nicely, and go slow. I've been going since last Friday. I Christopher walking with bad habits. The bag lands, all of them grab at it. Son of a gun, just hung up in bad traffic. In one run, I'm up a couple of tax brackets. Yes, sir. Some of the guys made it. Look, delayed flights, but the wire came in. A 9 to 5 don't cover the trial payments. I got money in the floor, and it's older than Miles Davis. Keep the change, put it somewhere to keep it safe. And either way, there's no escaping the meter maid. Get me to stay, we'll probably steal something. And these days, we go broke just to feel something.
I'm just like you. Yes, what that mean? Cause I make money. I can't win them all. You just like me. I'm just like you.